Public service to me is one of the foundations of a functioning democratic society, and in order for the society to function well and to have a great quality of life, one needs public services to maintain that.
I think public service requires a certain degree of humility. I think it's a matter of understanding that you don't have all the answers and that you really need to listen to the partners on the ground who may have ideas about solutions that you wouldn't have come up with on your own. And I think the key to being a good public servant is to be able to be humble enough to hear what they're saying and to find a way to move it forward.
I actually consider myself incredibly lucky to be working in the OPS. I think I see it as a privilege, and because I think I'm lucky and I view it as a privilege, I take it very seriously, and I try to give the best of myself when I'm here.
Servir le public, donc offrir des services qui répondent à un besoin de la population, tout simplement.
Public service for me is about not being concerned about partisan politics, but serving whatever government is in power, interpreting their policies for the people of Ontario, but always giving the best advice that I possibly can as an impartial public servant to make sure that I'm serving the greater good of the public every day.
I think the thing that maybe humbles me the most, but also kind of inspires me the most, is the fact that there's some power that's sort of entrusted in us by the public at whatever level we are at in the OPS. And I think just knowing that you have to deal with that power responsibly and make decisions according to whatever level you're at responsibly, I think that's probably the most meaningful part of the OPS to me.
We tend to associate it in a lot of the communications we get and the discussions we have with being a public servant, but that's only one form of it. Volunteerism is a form of public service. Running for office is a form of public service. Doing advocacy and criticizing the government is an important form of public service. I think we tend to forget that.
In my family, we've had public servants throughout, from community doctors to small-town lawyers in the UK and Ireland. Even a great-grandmother of mine, she was the only woman in her village in Ireland who could read, and she would read the news to people. All of these are public service. It's a way of elevating the potential of a community to build in new capacity. I don't think that there's anything better that we can do with our lives than to serve our community. And working for the Ontario Public Service is perhaps one of the best, most direct ways of doing that. And yeah, you're not always doing something that's on the front page, or you're not always doing something that gets the most attention from people. But knowing that day in and day out, the work that you're doing builds to, a better tomorrow for the entire province, I think there's nothing better than doing that.